Hello, hello! Welcome to Simulacra Studio presents Vampire the Masquerade Burn It Down. I am your storyteller, Scott, and these are my lovely players.
Hi, everyone. I'm McKenna. I play Cadence, and she's in a real bad mood right now.
Indeed.
Hi everyone, I'm McKenna, and I'm James. I play Alex, DJ Second Sight, and he is likewise not in the greatest mood right now.
Wow, I'm Mo, and I'm going to be playing Willow Walsh tonight. And she just saw some guy fall into a mirror. Rough. Things are tough.
That's actually a good question because I believe when last we left, you had just taken a shot.
Yeah.
Which means you were scoped in your rifle.
Oh, you're right.
And you said that you were paying attention to
the shot, yeah.
To more specifically to Cadence and Alex, who were at each other, for serious. So I would say, unless you have a significant case to the contrary, that you did not actually see what happened to Madison.
I didn't see anything, Scott.
Okay, there we go. Yeah, you are still at your scope. You are starting to get messages from the incoming helicopter, basically telling you that it is incoming, and
Whoa.
basically asking where you want it to go. You can see that the E Street boys have reached Cadence and Alex and are in the process of pulling them apart. And probably it is now that you notice that you do not see Madison at all.
Yeah, she probably like scans like, okay, she's probably gonna try to radio them like, hey guys, it's going to be landing. And we're still by the Bucky's construction site, right?
You are, yes.
Is there any sort of like space that I can tell them to?
There's a pretty decent open flat space. It's one of the reasons you selected this particular area. Once you knew you had a helicopter.
That's where I'm going to direct them. But
okay.
I'm going to try to get on the radio for those two. But
you hear screaming and snarling on their radio feeds. The helicopter starts to come down. What are you doing, Willow?
All right. Am I gonna have to go down there and break it up, or should I?
It looks like the E Street boys have it. Like they have there's at least two very strong looking kindred on each of them. And it looks like they've got the situation.
I'm gonna make the futile attempt. Well, Mo knows it's futile, but I'm gonna make the attempt to talk to Madison and be like, Madison, where are you?
You can give me a perception investigation.
Right. Hi, Madison. Perception.
Make sure to include your hunger.
Am I blind? Perception. Is perception in this game?
Probably not. Let's go with wits instead.
Am I I'm here like looking at it like, am I crazy?
No, so that was me having played this game since 1996 and remembering that the perception was a still back then.
All right, so it would be a wits and insight or
wits and investigation.
All right, here we go. Let me put in my hunger dice. 1 success.
You don't see him anywhere.
I start scanning and I'm just like, what the fuck?
Yeah, you cannot find him. The helicopter, which is a pretty big yet relatively quiet affair. It's like a cargo helicopter that you guess has been kitted out with whatever kind of stealth equipment can be attached to such a thing. So it's not like it's coming. You can hear it and it's coming down and you can see it, but it's way not as noisy as you would expect a machine like that to be. But it touches down. What are you?
I'll signal it with like a flashlight, like off and on to let them know like I'm here.
Okay, so are you making your way to it?
No, not quite, because I want to make sure that those guys are.
Okay, well, basically, it sets down near enough to them, and you see the E Street boys start dragging them towards the helicopter.
All right, good. She's gonna start like getting in, like she's still like what the fuck is up with Madison? Where the fuck is he? And she's gonna get in.
You're
and
not
she's gonna
getting
start
any
moving that way.
response.
But there's just no response, and she's like, what's going on? Did I miss something? Because of all the chaos, she's like, did
a couple
something happen?
of the people on the helicopter get out and basically start scanning the area and doing a quick recon of the area. And you see them, find the mirror, and they just kind of look back at you, and they grab it and bring it into the helicopter.
Yeah.
Alex, you are very much in your head right now. You're pretty much in a synesthetic hell. The most dominant stimuli is the taste of your sire's blood in your mouth. And you contextualize that taste as this oily, tarry dirt clod that moves inside your internal landscape like it was some sort of non-Newtonian fluid. And it is thrashing around, getting torn apart in sort of these invisible cracks and crags that are inside yourself. How do you react to that?
I think he'd be just mega overwhelmed. I'm not sure that he would know how to react to it. I think he would just sort of be sort of lashing out for any handhold to keep himself from falling any further.
Okay.
Which would probably physicalize as what his body is doing while he's in this frenzy.
Right. Something inside of you think responds to that. You're not sure if it's a direct response or just simply something that's happening simultaneously. You feel inside you, in this sort of invisible, craggy landscape, a deeper chasm open up inside. And that clod, that oily, jerking clod, gets even more erratic and gets pulled down and down, getting shredded as it goes, and eventually falls into that deep chasm and goes away. Cadence.
Right on.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
Your experience is much less esoteric. It is red. It is angry. It is nothing coherent. You feel your body straining and struggling, and eventually you begin to feel hands on you, holding you, and you slowly but surely become aware that you're being constrained. That two figures, both of whom you recognize, Trayvon and Scabby, both have you, and they're basically holding you down on the floor of what you presume is the helicopter, because it is loud, it is moving, and it is not anything like any kind of building or structure you've ever really been in. But you come to, and Alex, so do you. As the helicopter starts to take off.
I'm screaming in your ear. Sorry, guys.
So we're on the helicopter?
Yeah, you come to on the helicopter after it's just taken off.
I think for just a second, I'm just going to kind of be staring at them because I'm not really sure what the hell is going
Yeah,
on.
you also have two burly Bruja, like, holding you down very handily.
Oh, neat.
And basically when the struggle goes out of you, they kind of back off a little bit and then let you go. Same thing happens with you, Cadence. We cannot hear you.
Oh, you're muted.
Sorry about that. Cadence is going to shrug her way out of their grasp and just be like, get your hands off me. I'm fine now.
Did you guys see where Madison went? Now that you're awake, now that you're
He's
done.
gone?
You have no idea.
Oh, you were down. You were down there. I was looking through a scope. I didn't see everything that was going on. What happened down there?
I remember going after Carl with my claws, and then Alex went crazy, and then he bit me, and then I went.
Was he within your line of sight, Cadence?
I think I saw him duck for cover at one point.
He's not responding. We didn't find him down there.
What?
He's not responding to the radio, and we didn't find him down there.
I
didn't have my eye on him.
Does someone have the ability to summon him?
No.
I'm sorry, I lost track of everything after I
You latched on, yeah.
did something magic.
Cadence is pulling out her phone and trying to send him a text.
You send him a text.
Oh no.
You get no response.
The fuck? She's gonna turn to the East Street Boys. Did you guys see anything?
Trayvon's like, no, man, we were focused on you two. You two were going pretty hard at each other.
She turns to Alex. Wait, where's your sister? Maybe she saw something.
I'm gonna look around. Do I see her anywhere?
You don't see her initially. If you would like to roll Sense the Unseen.
I can do that. I have the ability to do that. Sorry.
No problem.
2 hits.
2 hits. All right, let me look something up real quick.
Everyone's like, you were supposed to be watching him. I was supposed to be watching him. You were supposed to be watching him.
He's a big boy. He can take care of himself.
I left him out of my eye for 1 second, I swear. Jason.
I mean, he's around somewhere. I don't know. You know how he is. He's probably off chasing some lead that we didn't quite see.
He would have let us know, though.
Yeah, he would have let us know.
I don't know. A lot of things were happening all at once. Maybe he just didn't have a chance.
He's gonna be so pissed that we left without him if that's the case.
Well, that'll be his fucking fault for not telling us where he was going.
Well, we can yell at him once we've confirmed that he's okay.
All right. If I can take the blame off of myself, I feel a little bit better. I just don't want to.
Oh no, I blame you completely for everything.
Alex, would you like to spend a willpower?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and do that. After that shit thing I just said.
Willow internalizes that.
make it 3 successes, and when I can see her crestfallen look, I'll put my hand on her shoulder and be like, I'm sorry, it was a joke and it didn't land well.
So you scan the helicopter, and you don't see your sister. Like, you don't find her hiding somewhere. But your attention is drawn to one of the sort of tactical vest wearing helicopter attendants, for lack of a better term, the people who work for the ministry. And one of them, who just seems to be kind of like on the lookout out the edge of the helicopter door. You kind of squint a little bit, and your second sight allows you to pierce through. and you recognize that they are not who they appear to be.
Okay.
You do not see your sister, but you do recognize them. It is Ileana.
Um.
Your Ravnos Sabbat friend.
Right. So I don't want to say anything out loud because I don't know if I'm not really sure, like, if I'm going to give her position away. Who all are we in the helicopter with right now?
Currently, you are with Trayvon and Scabby of the East Street Boys.
Okay, so I definitely don't want to give the Sabbat's position away.
2 other East Street Boy Bruja who don't have names right now. And about 4 people, including the pilot, who obviously for some reason who appeared to work for the ministry. One of whom is her.
Okay.
At least she's pretending to be one of them.
So I'm not like I said, I'm not going to give her away. I'm just going to sort of mentally note that she's there, and I'm going to say, I don't really know where my sister is at right now, but when we land, I'll try to get in touch with her. I'm sure if she saw something specifically untoward, she would have told me already.
Fuck. All right. I'm going to punch him when he shows up.
Yeah, you do that. Just make sure I'm there.
So the helicopter trip does not take too terribly long, maybe about 20 minutes. You land on the roof of the ministry's compound in Vitings, and are kind of escorted by those 4 individuals to essentially a waiting room. You're escorted to Eli's study. 2 of them are holding the mirror with them, and they're sort of bringing it with. Would anyone have taken the time during the journey to examine that thing? Or were others?
When Alex would.
Yeah, I was gonna feel like, as a Malkavian, I feel like I have to.
Yeah.
You can give me an intelligence occult roll to look at.
Hey, I have that on my sheet, or I have one of those things at least. Hold on, I may have both of them.
Now you're our occult guy.
I am not that at all, but I do have intelligence.
Ruh-roh.
I got 2 successes.
2 successes. This thing definitely looks old. As I described it last session, it has kind of you think that the frame is made of like fossilized wood, and the mirror part is just highly polished copper.
Okay.
And there are certainly occult-seeming symbols carved into the wood, or the fossilized wood. And your second sight does pick up a latent magical effect. You're not sure what it is, but you can see magic coursing through it.
I'm gonna, obviously just reach out and tap the mirror with my finger to see if anything happens.
You touch metal.
Okay. And so that's, as we land, you guys will see that Alex is just sort of staring intently at the mirror. Probably a kind of confused look on his face.
Is it valuable?
Oh, without a doubt.
What's up with it?
Well, I don't know. I don't understand why she would have had it there. I don't really understand what its purpose is. We'd have to take it to... I mean, we could ask Madison if he were here, but otherwise we'd have to take it to an occultist of some kind.
I imagine Eli's going to want it. He did at one point ask for any artifacts that we found along the way. I didn't intend that we were going to pick any up, but alas, here we are with a fucking mirror.
Well, since my sister brought it, probably going to want to see what she wants to do with it before I agree to give it to anyone else.
He can hold it. Yeah.
Cadence would like to take a look at it.
Okay. Intelligence occult, please.
All right. Intelligence.
While you're in this waiting room, The attendants head out, giving you privacy. Alex, you notice the one who's not what they appear to be does stay behind, but kind of puts themselves into a corner, looking very unassuming.
That is 5 successes with a crit.
Okay.
Oh, hell
Just
yeah.
a regular crit.
You
Like we did it.
absolutely recognize some of these symbols. Or you recognize what they are related to. These symbols are definitely a part of the same style as many of the symbols that are in the Revelations of the Dark Mother,
Okay.
but none of them are exactly those style. You think that these symbols have been modified or evolved away through some process from those Bahari symbols.
Okay.
But there is a lot of similarity between them.
All right. So there's some esoteric significance to this thing. Whether or not she knows it actually does anything, she's like,
You definitely see symbols that the majority of them seem to relate to the day-night cycle.
Okay.
Like you can see dawn, you can see midnight, noon. Like you think that all of these symbols are related to the position of the sun and the moon,
Okay.
but they definitely have the pedigree of the Bahari.
Okay. I might want to take a look at this, like, actually look at it later.
Sure.
Yeah, so I am with Alex on the don't surrender it to the folks right away. Or at least if they keep it, let us have access.
I mean, that sounds 100% reasonable. This mirror looks haunted as fuck. I don't really want it in the Haven.
That's what I was thinking, is everything is haunted as fuck, and I wanted away from my sleeping area.
Yeah, also, it's like, I mean, I'm not super, like, expert on this right now, but it looks a lot like the stuff in the book that, Alex's friend let me acquire. So, I'd like to do, like, a
lovely.
comparison.
Scholar now. Love it.
Well, I mean, if, some...
I'm sorry, I'm lashing out. That was
it's fine. Like,
Cadence and Willow, please roll me wits awareness.
okay. All right. 2,
1.
2, 3. 3.
Yeah, so Cadence, you recognize, you see that attendant that stayed in the room with you. When you say that, they cannot help themselves but like look over and start to look at the mirror. Alex, you absolutely recognize that because you're looking out for it, because you know what's up. But
Yeah.
It takes a couple of moments, and then they slide back into their sort of waiting pose. Their facade of "I'm not really paying attention to you" goes back up.
Cadence is just gonna say, "You want to take a look at it too? It's not like we got anything better to do right now."
They shake their head.
All right.
Well,
We're just
anyone
gonna
were-
offer everyone to look at the fucking mirror now, just like.
Well, I mean, like I said, we got nothing better to do. We're just waiting.
I'm gonna text these guys. I'm gonna text my group. The door gunner is one of my sister's friends.
Oh,
she gets that. It's just like.
Well, if anybody were able to get in touch with my sister, I'm sure she would want to take a look at it too. But right now, I'm not really. She's not like she carries a phone with her.
All right. Ugh.
So, a couple moments go by, and the sort of the inner door opens, and Eli steps in. He has a couple of what you think are probably ghouls with him, and he just sort of gives the room a once over, looks to all of you. I'm going to make a roll for him real quick. He walks around the room, walks over to the guard who's been waiting in the room, and slaps them.
Oh, fuck.
And they... Yeah, it's incredibly awkward because you don't know why that happened, because they just sort of... They shout and in surprise, but nothing seems to change in the appearance, and there's this very awkward moment between them. And eventually he says, give me one reason why I shouldn't kill you. And he looks to all of you. Is this a friend of yours?
He's not with you?
It's looks like a helicopter guard or something. I don't know what you're talking about.
He says, I don't know who this is, and they're not what they look like. So I'm going to give you to the count of 5 to stop this charade, or I will have you destroyed. And he hold up his hand. 5.
I'd listen to that guy if I was you,
4.
man.
3.
He ain't fucking around.
I am supremely confused. I would appreciate answers just so I am no longer confused.
When he gets to 3, the visage of the guard changes, and you see Ileana there.
Oh, you have big, big, big balls. You do.
Oh, fuck me.
Love it.
She's like, sorry, I didn't know that you were going to the ministry.
Guess got some bad info, huh?
Not so much bad info as I just... Anyway.
Uh-huh.
She turns to Eli and says, I'm not here to mess with you. I'd like to leave as soon as possible. It wasn't my intention to get up in your business. I just wanted out. And this was a good opportunity to do so.
I believe her.
Define out.
Yeah.
Out of that
Please.
situation, I imagine.
She looks to Willow. She says, is he cool?
Eli? Or like who?
Yes, Eli.
Yeah, Eli's fucking cool. I fucks with
Alright.
Eli. I'd fucking roll with Eli.
Okay. All right. Well, then... So, it's a good thing that y'all killed that motherfucker?
Oh, yeah.
And,
No shit.
you know, it was convenient to work with the Archbishop for that purpose. But now that he's dead, he's going to start consolidating power big time. And
Are you bouncing?
yeah, I don't want to be a part of that anymore. Things are going bad, and I don't know where they're going to fall out, especially now that he's eliminated his big rival and a couple other people who, well, weren't necessarily on the kill list, but sure as hell got killed last night.
Oh.
So, yes,
I'd love to know
I
about that.
apologize profusely for intruding upon your getaway copter, but it seemed the best way to get out without entangling myself in too much bullshit. So I'll get out now. I'll leave your little area, your little
Do you just
little
want to wait in
compound.
the parking lot? Like, we'll take you home or whatever.
That would be super cool of you.
Yeah, you can go in the parking lot and we'll get you.
Eli says, I take it you are on good terms with this one?
We've ran into each other through weird circumstance.
Tolerable.
Ileana smiles at that. She says, I'll show myself out. He's like, no, you'll be shown out. And
Thanks, Ileana. You're awesome.
we'll hook up in a bit.
Yeah, that's gonna be fun later.
Did she just ask me to hook up with her?
No.
Okay.
Yes.
Anyway,
Oh, neat.
No.
she is
Okay.
escorted out of the room, and you presume the building.
She's in hot shit later. That's gonna be fucking great. Love it. Cool. Hello, Eli.
Hello.
How's your evening?
Much less interesting than yours, I think.
Oh yeah.
So, I presume you were successful. At least that's what I'm told.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And it seems you got a prize.
Did what we had to do.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
I know. Do you want to look at it?
I really do. And he goes over to it and starts to examine it. He says, well, it's certainly magical.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting symbols. Do any
It's
of
like
you recognize it?
Sorta.
Well, he turns to Willow. He says, as per our agreement, this certainly counts as something that I would like to take as my prize for assisting in your little endeavor.
Sure, but these two do want to be able to look at it. They're super interested in its symbols.
I see.
I don't mind you taking it because I don't really know what it is. However, I feel like you should know that it was brought to the party by. I'm sorry, guys. Remind me of my sister's name.
Oh God, I always
Eliza.
forget her name.
Eliza. It was brought to the party by Eliza, and I don't know if she's going to want it back.
We don't know what happened to it.
I will take that risk. Certainly, if you wish to. I cannot guarantee that it will stay here forever, but I will let you know if I'm going to move it, and while it's in Atlanta, I will certainly have no problem with you taking a look at it.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Is that
You're the
acceptable?
best.
It's fine by me.
Cool.
It-
You're probably more equipped to hold stuff like this. Your place is like a museum.
I do
so-
have facilities.
Before you haul it off, Cadence is going to whip out her phone and start taking pictures of those symbols.
Okay, you're able to get a full set of them.
Awesome.
And he says, do we have any other business this evening? Dawn is approaching.
Oh yeah, I do want to mention at some point, I did get a tiny, kind of important message that does involve the ministry, and so we can talk about it tonight, or we can hold it off till tomorrow.
He says, well, that does sound very intriguing. Can you give me any additional details?
Oh yeah, no, people have it out for you hard.
That's not very new, but
Organizedly, in an organized kind of way.
I see. Well, I would certainly be interested in knowing more, but unless...
We can arrange a barter for that, yeah.
Very well. We can talk on a later night. I have things to take care of before the dawn.
Yeah, same.
We have... your car is here, as we arranged, so you can make your way on your own conveyance. Congratulations
See you later.
to all of you. From what I'm told, that beast was quite a hassle, and it's a good thing it's gone.
Yay.
Oh,
My
and
daddy's dead.
yes, and
Lucky.
condolences as much as they're appropriate, Alex.
Lucky.
I don't feel like I have to explain this to you being who you are, but they are actually appropriate, and I appreciate that.
Indeed. Well, good evening to you all. We'll see each other another night.
Goodbye.
So you're led out down the stairs and out to the building into the parking garage. Ileana is sort of leaning against your car, Willow.
Get in.
She slides in once you open the door. and you guys are off. I'm assuming, Willow, you're driving your car?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't want them to drive my car.
Fair enough. Yeah, you probably drove it here earlier this evening so that you would have it.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm saying you have it here. But yeah, so you guys head out, and where are you heading?
I'm taking us to the Haven.
Cool.
Ileana can stay in the bug room.
Do you say
Cadence
that?
is sitting shotgun, so she does not have to sit next to Ileana.
Do you say that, Willow?
Sure, she'll say it like under her breath, like at a stoplight or something. I'm like,
I am like,
fun.
You have a bug room?
Oh yeah. Do you want to see it? Do you want to see the bug room, Ileana?
Actually, it might make more sense to you than it does to us.
Yes, actually, yeah.
Sure.
You know?
I'll see your bug room.
It'll make
Yeah,
sense
it'll
once we
be
get
super
there.
Cool.
Yeah.
Thanks.
And I'll give you a blanket, and you can hang out in there.
She kind of raises her eyebrows, and you see her kind of looking dubious in the rearview mirror. She says, thanks, I guess. Like, I sure as fuck don't want to join the cam, but I don't want to be a part of that anymore. It's gotten too fucking weird.
Yeah,
Don't blame
right. That's exactly how I felt. I'm glad to see you coming around, actually.
Well, you know me. I was never, like, hardcore Sabat rah rah rah. It was just a place to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much how I always was.
So, was Madison going through the mirror part of the plan?
What?
What?
Say what?
She stops really hard at a stop sign or a stoplight. Just, huh?
Yeah, he like once Carl was dead, he like ran up to that mirror and like put his hand on it, and then it looks like he went through it.
I swear to fucking God, Ileana, if this is like a joke,
Would
and
you
she
like-
just keeps driving.
Would you like to roll Wits Insight?
Oh, it's a bad roll, but we can try.
Oh, Christ.
I mean, that does sound like Madison right in the middle of a combat. He just decides to go through a fucking mirror.
So I think this is a bestial failure is when a success comes up on a red dice, but there's no black dice.
No,
successes,
it's when you
correct?
get a 1 on a red dice and there are no successes. So if you got a success on a red die,
Alright.
it's just a success.
I'm still good, baby.
Okay.
All right,
far
then
as-
I just got one.
As far as you can tell, she's not shitting you.
Yeah, we're gonna have a okay. So he just like fell in.
I don't know. Like he might have been pulled. I don't know. I was kind of paying attention to a lot of things there.
Okay, so if you're telling the truth, then I could at least take solace in the fact that he wasn't ashed while I wasn't looking, and he's actually just involved in some stupid magic shit that's probably his own fault. Okay, that's better.
Cool.
All right. So,
So by way of follow-up, does anybody know how to get someone out of a mirror?
okay.
We could ask Eli.
Great.
So, all right. Ileana,
Yo.
this is no secret. I think you're kind of weird and a little bit creepy. I'm not,
Okay.
But-
Doesn't
and
hurt
she
me
pulls
none.
out her phone and, like sort of shoves it in Ileana's face so she can see the symbols that were
Mhm.
on that mirror. She's like, I'm pretty sure this is weirdo altered Bahari bullshit. So if you can
She-
help me
she-
figure it out,
Reaches out her hand to grab your phone. Can I?
give it back.
Oh yeah. And she starts paging through. Yeah, I see what you're talking about.
Yeah. So, like,
That's weird.
if you want to help me figure that out, I will appreciate it.
Sure. Yeah, no, that's super interesting. I don't. This isn't part of any like offshoot that I know about, but I can look into it.
cool.
She says, "Can I send these to myself?"
Give me your number and I will send them to you. And she takes the phone back.
Okay. She
And don't scroll. You do not want to see what's in there if you get my drift.
Thanks, Alex.
What do you-
Fair.
She's not that kind of girl. Don't worry, Cadence. I understand you.
I hate both of you.
What?
She says
I'm
as she
being-
punches in Ileana's phone number.
Yeah,
I'm
she
so
sends it.
fucking supportive right now.
So yeah, you guys eventually make it back to the Haven. It is still an empty warehouse with a speakeasy. You guys really haven't had time to do more decorating.
No.
So do you lead her down into the secret area, the private area?
Yeah, because she's gonna go into her room. I'm gonna get her a blanket.
Are we actually making her sleep in the bug room?
What are you talking about? Ileana would love to sleep in the bug room.
Like,
I don't know
okay,
if I'm
now
gonna
I have
make her
to see
sleep
this.
down there. But
And now I have to
wanted
see-
to see it.
I have to see this bug room that you're talking about.
Okay.
Willow
I'll
goes to
go
get
move
like
the shit. And Cadence walks over to where they had taken off that piece of the wall and heaves it aside.
So, with a little bit of trepidation, but mostly curiosity, she goes in, looks into this sort of dark crawl space that you guys have discovered, sees the desiccated cockroach man, and like her jaw drops, and she just kind of stares at it for a bit.
Yeah,
What the fuck, guys?
well, it was here before we got here.
Yeah, it's not ours. She shows up with like one of those Mexican blankets with a tiger on them. Like, here you go.
She
This
like
is your room.
she says she like turns to you and says, "You know, I'm into some weird shit, but I'd actually prefer not to sleep with this thing."
Are you kidding me? I was thinking of specifically you. You love this kind of crazy breakneck
We
shit.
can.
Yeah, I don't like
Find
fucking Zamisi.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah? Tell me about that.
I mean, it kind of they do this kind of shit.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know him or it or whatever the fuck it is, but
So you think it might be Sabat?
I think it's Zamisi.
All right. Well, it's torpid right now, so we don't have to worry about it. I'm just gonna put this wall back, and she starts
She's like, "Thanks."
sealing it up again.
Do we need to give it to Eli?
No, we're not giving the bug to Eli. I've already grown attached.
No,
it's
dude.
mine, and I'm not gonna let anything happen to it.
No, you should definitely keep this thing around and like take it out for parties or whatever.
Yeah, that's kind of the plan. Like, set it up in a chair.
That's an awful plan.
I mean, she's like,
That was a
"It's-
joke. I wouldn't actually fucking do that.
Well, it's hard to tell with you.
You
Sometimes.
guys have,
Your
like-
sense of humor is,
do you guys
Uh,
have plans with this thing? Like, are you gonna wake him up? Are you gonna eat him? What the fuck?
I'm not sticking my fangs in that.
That's
No.
probably
I
for
mean,
the best.
maybe we'll see.
Like,
I don't
don't know
know.
where
We
the
can't wake it up right now. We were just gonna sort of leave it there, and the whole kill the fucking Alex's sire took precedence. Okay,
No,
we
I
haven't had
get
time
you.
to properly deal with it.
I get you.
Also, after just having had to kill my sire over his imprudent usage of diablerie, we're not really looking to snack on anyone right now.
I mean, you could snack without deodorizing.
Yeah, but it would probably
Yes.
taste fucking nasty.
Indeed. So you all begin to feel the tug of the sun begin to make its presence known. And she says, well, I'm not sleeping in there.
Okay.
She kind of looks to Willow, and she says, like, I could bunk with you if you like.
I mean, if you want, sure.
She kind of
Right now,
smiles.
I'm kind of sleeping on a mattress right now, so
I mean,
that be
mattresses
what
are
it
cool.
was.
She's like,
Okay,
yeah,
cool.
no.
As long as you're not like fucking judgmental about the fact I haven't assembled a bed yet, cool.
Sweetie, you saw at least one of my havens.
God, I don't even remember. It was just so traumatic. I've wiped over it completely.
He's like, well, let's see if we can make this a little bit less traumatic then.
Is this an
You're
innuendo?
hitting on Willow.
Hold
Yeah,
on. Honk
is-
honk. What? It's okay, fine, whatever.
Oh, wow.
She like turns over to you, Cadence, says, why don't you mind your own business? And
Yep.
Ladies, no fighting, please.
I'm going
I
to
can't
go.
understand.
You guys work this out.
Yeah.
okay.
See
So-
you tomorrow
Take-
night,
Take your
weirdos.
Mexican blanket.
She takes the blanket.
There you go.
And she follows you into your room in the Haven. And Alex and Cadence, I assume you go to yours.
Yes, and she's locking the deadbolt that she put on there. No one else is getting into this room.
Good
You're wise. I
times.
should probably install one of those on mine.
So
Yeah,
I
I'll
will
get around
note
to
that,
it.
Cadence, as you are getting ready for bed, you do kind of absentmindedly paw at your face, and you do feel your... Oh, that's something I should have mentioned to everyone. Cadence's face looks a little ratty.
Yeah.
Woo! Frenzy!
Yeah. Her. Mhm.
Do you have whiskers?
I was thinking, maybe just like an elongated sort of nasal area a little bit with some fur, not full whiskers,
Like
but
a little overbite?
yeah, like a little bit of an overbite.
Yeah.
Cool.
Love it.
So yeah, you kind of notice that as you're getting ready for bed. And eventually the sun does rise. Willow, you and Ileana, she sleeps next to you on the
Chat about my
mattress.
problems.
Oh, she absolutely listens to all of your problems.
God, this is all I need.
And you eventually fall into a corpse-like sleep. And then time passes. You all have dreamless nights until eventually the sun sets again, and you wake for the next evening. It's Monday night. I'd like everyone to give me a rouse check, please.
A little.
The surprise of everyone, Cadence is not hungry.
Oh wow, good job.
I think that's the
Whoa.
first night
In a while.
in a while that she's actually succeeded that role.
Okay,
And I
So-
succeeded as well.
awesome. So yeah, you all wake up, and you can make your way into the more communal area of the Haven.
All right. So are we gonna go back and see Eli today or what? Oh,
Fucking
also, Ileana, why did he hit you?
She's like, well, I guess he saw through my my mask and didn't know I was gonna be there. I mean, it was
Did you
kind
know
of
him?
no, I don't know him.
Okay, I trust you.
He was just being territorial. I was there without permission, so it makes sense. You know me, I don't really give a shit if I'm slapped around or not.
Yeah, he was
Hmm.
super intimidating in that moment. I was like, oh shit. I mean, because he's like a little boy. And so I
Yeah.
was like, oh man, I like the authority. That's pretty cool.
To answer your question, yes, we should go see him because we need to get Madison out of that fucking mirror.
Yeah.
At least find out where it sent him.
I mean, I'm convinced he's still just in there, like that
Sleeping.
movie I saw when I was a child.
I spent a little bit of time looking up those those symbols. I don't think
Mhm.
he's in the mirror. I think it's
Like a portal?
yeah, I think there's another one somewhere.
Oh.
Well, how do we turn the mirror on so we can go there?
No.
I have no idea.
No. Big
Great.
hard no.
Wait, why? It seems awesome. I want to do it.
You want to?
Why don't you guys ever let me do things like go through magical mirrors?
I'm
Jeez.
sorry. Am I your mom? Oh,
You're more like
yeah.
a big sister, really.
You think?
I thought Cadence was the mom.
I am not your fucking mom.
Yeah, that's exactly the sort of thing my mother would say.
Something a mom would say. Yeah. That's something like my mom would say.
So
Yeah,
as
sure, yeah.
as you guys are preparing for the night, Cadence,
Right.
you remember that you actually have a meeting tonight.
Fuck. Oh god. Okay.
What?
I have to. The wolves. I gotta go meet with them.
Oh, that's
Shit.
tonight?
Yeah, that's tonight. Oh, fuck.
What if you had fucking died? They'd have just been waiting all fucking night.
That's
pretty funny.
I mean, then I wouldn't have had to talk to him. That would have been a win in my book.
Yeah, and you
But-
would have stood him up. Okay. Well, do you
But
need a ride?
I gotta.
Do you need me to drop you off? I'll drop you off wherever on my way, man.
Yeah, that'd be nice. And if you don't get like a text from me in like 3 hours, assume the worst.
So assume the worst, don't come for you, or assume the worst, come investigate.
Assume the worst, don't get close.
You don't have to tell me twice.
Yeah.
All right, let's get out of here. Let's go. Ileana, do you want to come, or do you want to wait in the trunk?
No, I think I'll. I mean, I can stay here.
Do you want to like clean up?
She kind of like smiles and says, "Yeah, sure, I'll clean up."
Okay, well, if we come back and it's on fire, I'm gonna fucking kill you. All right, cool. She gives you like a broom. There you go. Proud of you, man.
She kind
Good
of
job.
takes it and just kind of smiles very weirdly and says, "I'll get right on that." Yeah.
Cadence is going to take a step up to her. Oh,
I'm sorry. He just kind of looks at Ileana and he says, "Anarch hazing is the weirdest."
You don't say.
Cadence is going to take a step up to Ileana, so she is right in her personal bubble.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you are not going in my room. If I find anything in my room has been touched or fiddled with or whatever, I will be very angry.
Okay.
All right.
I mean, it's very tempting, but I won't.
You can absolutely go into my room and touch whatever you want. I don't care.
See, now I have permission. It's not fun.
Oh, right. Well,
but I might.
What about that?
Right. So I'm just gonna make myself at home. Not in your room, Cadence. But sure.
Okay. Cool.
Alex, are you going with them?
Yeah, why not?
Okay.
We have to talk about this letter with Eli that we got the other day. This very bad letter.
Okay, so the three of you head out. Cadence, your meeting is in Piedmont Park at the tavern on the green there.
Mm-hmm.
So that's not too terribly far away.
All right. Before she goes, or before Willow drops her off, she's going to text her brother and just say, "This is where I'm going to be. Be somewhere close and keep an eye out if things get weird."
Okay, you get a thumb up emoji.
Cool.
Okay. Willow and Alex, are you guys heading out anywhere specific? What's your plans?
I mean, we really do just want to go talk to Eli.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're heading back up to Vinings?
Yeah, heading back up to Vinings because I want to see if I can get a boon for this letter.
Cool. So yeah, you guys can head up there. Send him a message, or send them a message pretty easily, letting him know you're on the way. And you are welcomed back fairly readily. You're told that Eli is out and will be for about an hour or so. So
Cool.
you're told to make yourselves comfortable.
Like on the way there, I do definitely want to brief Alex. Like, listen, don't like hard bring up why I have the letter. Like, I might let him know how I got the letter. But like, don't like give me any like throw me any balls I can't catch. You know what I mean?
So he puts his hand out and he puts his hand on her shoulder and he looks in her eye and he says, "You assumed that I even remember where you got that letter from."
Oh God, thank God. Okay, yeah.
That's good then, because I wasn't sure. All right, good.
Don't make things up, please, because I'm trying to make good impressions, and you know how hard that is for me.
I'm gonna try really hard.
God, I am fucking counting on you.
Oh,
to shut
no.
the fuck up.
Well, I love you. It's been nice. I'll do my best.
Thank you.
Okay, so Cadence. You find your way through Piedmont Park to the Tavern on the Green. It's a pretty nice place. It's kind of an upscale bar and sort of social hangout area that's right on the park. It's got tables outside. It's not very populated at the moment because it is still September. Uh, actually, no, it's actually pretty. Scratch that. September in Atlanta is actually pretty nice. There
Does
are
my face look normal again?
no, it doesn't actually.
Okay,
You
alright.
you think you probably are able to get your hands on like a filter mask, like
Mhm.
for when you're sick, and that will cover
Okay.
it up just fine.
Alright, awesome.
Yeah, that's super easy to get your hands on. So you're wearing that. You look a little weird, but no one wants to get coughed on if you're sick, so nobody
Right.
really gives it that much. So there's a couple people there, a couple people sitting at the tables, some drinking. There's a dude with a guitar.
He's
Uh,
probably terrible.
he's not bad actually. Like it's not your style of music, but he can play it.
Okay.
And you, uh, yeah, you basically get yourself a table there, uh, and start to wait for them to show up.
Yeah, she's gonna keep an eye out for either the super aggressive one that she
Mm-hmm.
met at the campus that one time, or the one who wears the mom jeans.
Cool.
She
So
is,
yeah,
she hopes it's one of them because if it isn't, she's not gonna recognize them.
yeah. About 20 minutes or so goes by, and you don't see any of them approach. Um, are you like ordering anything for appearances, or are you
Oh
just
yeah,
sitting?
she'll order like a glass of like she'll order like a cup of coffee or like a cup of tea and then like make because like that's something you can order and you wait for it to cool down before you drink it.
Fair enough.
So,
So that comes, and about 2 minutes later, the waiter comes up to you
mhm.
and puts a big, gaudy-looking cocktail down in front of you.
Ooh, wined and dined.
Uh,
What the fuck is this?
and he says, "One of our regulars sent this to you."
Okay, can you tell me who it is? So I can.
Uh, he says he turns over and like looks into the bar, and he says, "I think you can see him." He points, and you just see a very attractive-looking guy inside the bar. And he says he sent something with it, and you see there's a little piece of paper under the cocktail.
Thanks. I'll go say thank you. And
Uh,
Um,
okay. Are you
she's gonna pick up the cocktail and pick up the note with it and look at it as she's walking over to the guy.
okay? You open up the note, and it says, "Don't shit where I eat," and then "Don't talk to me."
yikes.
She's going to do sense the beast on that guy as she's walking over.
Okay. Make that roll.
Yep.
Fantastic. He sent over a Bloody Mary. He's an asshole.
It's a Bloody Mary, but it's like a super like fancy gastro
Yeah.
Bloody
Oh,
Mary. It's got
no.
little
It
It has
tapioca.
is-
a curled orange peel. Ugh.
Yes.
I got 2 successes.
Yeah, when you get close enough to him to get a read on him, you can't sense anything.
Well, she's going to totally ignore the sentiment on that note. She's going to walk over to him and she's going to set it down. Just be like, "What the fuck?"
He continues his conversation with a young woman for about 10 more seconds until it becomes obvious that you're not just going to leave. And he says, "Excuse me?"
I said, "What the fuck?" And she looks down at the cocktail.
She says, "Was I not clear?"
I'm supposed to be meeting folks here, so you got me till I see them.
By all
Deal with it.
means, meet. But don't do anything else.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever. If you're
I'm
not
not
here,
going to get into it here. If you couldn't divine the secrets of my pretty well laid out message, then I'm not going to get into you with it here.
Oh, it's not a question of whether or not I divined them. It's a question of whether or not I care. So, if you're not who I'm supposed to talk to, just
No,
mind your own business.
but this is my stomping ground. And I don't like interlopers. But if you have business, attend to it. Just don't get any drinks.
Fine by me. And she leaves the drink there and flips him off as she walks back to her table.
He ignores you. When you get back to the table, there is a very large bird sitting there, like picking at your bread that was brought over on the table. Very large, very black.
Your friend.
Hey. And she picks up a crumb of bread and flicks it at him.
He grabs it. And he's just gnawing away.
And she sort of, puts her elbows down on the table and leans her face up close to his, and says, "Are they fucking here yet or what?"
Fucking scratch it out, man.
Could you,
He
beak to him?
yeah, he taps on the brim of your cap twice.
Gonna turn around.
You do see that beat up French fry looking car, French fry smelling car pulling into the parking lot.
Great.
Love it.
So she's gonna get up. She's gonna leave some money on the table because waitstaff. They need some cash. And she's gonna walk over to where that car is.
Okay, yeah, you walk over. That very tall, very aggressive woman is getting out of it. And she says, "We're not going anywhere."
All right.
You got
Cool.
a table?
Yeah.
Cool. And then you see Mom Jeans get out as well.
All right. So she'll lead him over to where the table is.
And yeah, you sit down. They order food when the waiter comes over. And they seem to be content to go through pleasantries for a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Cadence is gonna, as soon as they sort of get settled, they're like, "So, who's the douche in the back of the bar over there? Is he one of yours?"
They kind of look at each other. And the tall one stands up and heads into the bar. And she comes back pretty quickly and says, "No, that's one of yours.
Oh. Alright.
I've seen him before here. We haven't butted heads."
Okay. Yeah, because I don't recognize him, so figured I'd ask. He was getting snippety.
Well, you're
But
kind.
that's besides the point.
Anyway.
So, thanks for coming to talk.
Yeah. It turns out we do have a lot to talk about.
Yeah.
And
So, you want to start, or should I?
he says, "Mom Jeans takes out a little shell, like a seashell, and she puts it on the table. And you start to hear, kind of around the table, basically small talk. Like inoffensive, meaningless chatter that's in all of your voices. He says, this should keep our conversation private.
Oh, cool.
So, why don't we start with you saying what you know?
All right. Well, Cliff Notes version. We got some, I guess, super, super grisly old folks in my camp who are starting to wake up from some very long naps, and we don't like that very much. I don't know what that's got to do with anything, or if it ties into anything, but it's a thing. There's... The mages got some shit going on that I know tangentially about that, I don't know what specifically they've noticed, but I know they've noticed something. It's just okay. Take a moment, remind the player what exactly specifically we have picked up on thus far, because I'm drawing a blank.
So what you have picked up on is, you think that there is something going on sort of a municipal level.
Okay.
That you think it's the Camarilla is putting something into like the food and the water of the city of Atlanta, and you're not sure what it does, but you don't like the idea of that.
Okay, so...
And you've heard that, there's something's happening with the plants and sort of the local ecology. And you've been told that the werewolves probably would know more about that than anyone else.
Okay. Just like, and then we got one of the Dushia camps of my folk who were poisoning the watering hole and the fooding hole and all that shit, which I don't know to what end, but they're doing it, and it's affecting like plants and shit, and I hear tell you might know more about that than I do.
Yeah, okay. Then, alright. So we're hitting a bit of a sticky point here.
Uh-huh.
There is stuff that we can talk about and maybe figure some stuff out. But for it to make sense to you, we're gonna have to give you kind of a crash course in some stuff. Now, she looks to the big Amazon woman. We can't tell you this sort of thing. It goes against some promises that we've made.
Okay.
But this chatterbox, she points to the bird and says, has made no such promises.
Oh, great, I like him.
She kind of gives him a shitty look. Like, you're not supposed to make friends with them, Rock. And he just kind of eats some bread.
I mean, I never said we were friends, I just said I like him.
I just eat bread.
So he hops over and says, okay. Are you ready for this?
She pulls out a notebook. She figured she would need to take notes. It's not like her, but she's like, I'm the only one here. I got to do something to
I'm
relay
here
this
for
later.
scholar
So she,
cadence. This is
it's
a
like
new
one of those
cadence.
tiny little notepads, and she's got a mechanical pencil. She's like, go.
All right, so it's like this. Willow and Alex.
Uh-huh.
Hey, that's me.
Howdy.
So yeah, you guys have waited for a little bit, and about an hour goes by.
Yeah, I feel like we're mostly just chatting about what we're gonna do with Ileana.
Yeah. Any
Like,
any
yeah.
conclusions?
Like, should we just keep her as like a pet? Like, what are we gonna do?
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to ask her what she wants, but, she says she wants something different than the Sabbats. It might be a golden opportunity.
Yeah. I'm hesitant
You
for
usually
a lot of
are.
reasons. I mean, yeah.
I mean, she deserves a chance to be free, just like I did.
My Valdery rating with Alex makes me go, yeah, you know what? You were okay.
I
like
was.
let me see, what is mine with you? I think it's pretty high. 3, yeah, no.
Yeah.
Like, you know what? You broke through, you did what you had to do, and you did it. So
And if
maybe
I
she
can do it, then Ileana can do it. I have faith in her. And if she's not able to break those chains, then, I mean,
Okay.
it's not a problem. We kick her out. We tell her to hit the skids, and she's got no one. She doesn't have the Sabbat anymore. She doesn't have us. So.
Okay.
So you guys wrap this conversation up, and Eli makes his way in and says, "Welcome back.
Hello.
What's up, man?
Doing well. How about you? Wasn't
Pretty good.
expecting the pleasure of your company so soon."
Yeah, no, it's kind of an important letter that I'm looking to sell to you.
I'm gonna turn and look at her, and I'm going to like white knuckle the edge of the seat and clearly start like darting my eyes around the room, like, oh shit, I can't remember what I was or was not supposed to do, and then I'm just
I
gonna,
love you.
So he's definitely like paying attention to you, Willow, but like every now and then his eyes go over to Alex.
I got a piece of correspondence from a very important meeting that does pertain to you. And so I'm interested in selling it to you for, I don't know, a favor.
Favors are the stock in trade.
You have pulled through for me in the past with the fucking helicopter, so you're cool.
I do like hearing that I'm cool. And I am certainly willing to trust your judgment when you say that this letter would be of interest to me.
I think there's a lot in this letter that would be of interest to you. This is actually a very juicy letter.
I don't doubt it. So, are we talking minor boon juicy? Major boon juicy? I can't imagine a letter would be anything more than a major boon.
Major boon, definitely. I mean, it is a discussion among archons.
yeah, I think it might be worth 2 major boons. I do.
Yeah.
I really do.
Mm-hmm.
Because of where she did or did not get. I'm gonna be quiet now.
Oh,
Just
so the
from-
source of the letter is of an intrigue then.
Oh, no, it is not.
Ah, well then, if that is not to be on the table then, let's say major boon then.
Does that sound good to you, Alex? Or do
I
you want that second one? Are you going to lobby for it? Don't you have an appraisal machine? I recall last time, like the first time we were here, you had a secret appraisal machine.
I
It was
do
magic.
have that, but
Do
I
you
don't.
want to place the letter on it?
I think we're beyond such things.
Cool.
what? He had a what?
You were there. Wait, hold on.
I don't think he was.
You were not there. Ooh.
I-
Never mind.
It's a
Lord,
little It's a little trinket I have
Mhm.
that's very good at assessing subjective value.
Mhm.
That's fascinating.
I mean,
Uh,
if we want to whip it out just to see how good this is, and she's just like whipping the letter around.
He says, it can be temperamental. I'll trust your
Temperamental.
judgment.
All right,
I think it's worth at least 1 major and 1 minor.
that's fine for me.
1 major and 1 minor.
A secret discussion takes place. Scott, remind me, what is the name of like one of the people who were talking in that letter? Like one of the archons.
Lucinde.
Lucinda
Lucin-
is probably the best known name.
Yeah,
I
she's
mean-
not an Archon, she's a Justicar.
She's a Justicar?
Yeah.
Fuck. Justicar Lucend does have some words to say in here.
Done.
Love it.
As the letter is passing over to his hands, I'm going to say, I actually think it's worth quite a bit more than what we're charging for it, but it's very important to me, Eli, that this letter end up in your hands, and you will understand why when you read it.
Yeah.
He says, well then,
Go
I
ahead,
think
give it a
I
read.
should.
We'll wait.
He opens it up. He reads it. His eyes do noticeably go a little wide at certain places.
I
Yeah.
wonder which.
And he says, this is very, very interesting.
Uh-huh.
Mind you, I think I paid exactly what it was worth.
Of course you're going to say that, but...
But
No buyer's remorse.
none whatsoever. This is fascinating. They're really taking the chains off.
Mm-hmm.
It's a new era in the House of Camarilla.
Really.
When I read it, I guess I don't necessarily understand the context of why they're gunning so hard for you guys.
Well, they've been... The relationship between the ministry and the Camarilla has never been a good one.
Okay.
I think this is more of an extension of certain things. I think it's a number of factors. I mean, we have thrown in, by and large, with the Anarch movement, and that can't improve our reputation. Plus,
What?
there are, how to say this? Are you familiar at all with the cult of Mithras?
No. Sorry.
Well, let's just say it's something deeply entrenched in the Camarilla, particularly in Europe.
Mhm.
And it is diametrically opposed to many of the things that my family believes.
Okay.
So, likely certain things are just escalating, but it is good to know that they're talking about it this openly
Mm-hmm.
in their clandestine meetings. Thank you.
Secret meetings.
Thank you very much for letting me know.
You have actually been the first not us person who has seen this.
Well,
I wanted that to be the case.
thank you. Exclusivity, at least for the time being, is a hallmark of value.
I mean, you're an anarch who doesn't fuck with trans, so cool.
Tran is a... We're going to have to do something about him.
Oh yeah, no. Like, I think we should just... Actually, I'm going to keep that under my hat.
That's probably for the best.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
wouldn't say that out loud.
Oh, God, yeah. But everyone's thinking it. I can't
Indeed.
be the only one.
No. Well,
I'll do it.
I actually need to get in contact with a few people regarding this.
Cool. Another thing.
Yes?
Our friend Madison fell into that mirror that we gave you the other night. Do you remember the mirror?
I very much remember it, yes. That
Okay.
doesn't
Uh,
surprise me. Well, that it is capable of such a thing.
mhm. Can we get him back, or is he dead?
I don't know.
Okay.
We've taken some look at it. It's clearly connected. It, from what we can tell, it can be stepped through in the right circumstances. But what those are and where it goes, we don't know.
All right.
I hope that he is well, but I can give you no information at this time.
Super disappointing. Well, if he like comes out, like
Oh, you will be the first to know.
yeah, like if he just falls out, yeah. Oh man.
Well,
Cool. Just gonna have to make
like
a
I
hard
said,
assumption.
I have some calls to make. You're free to enjoy yourselves
Is
here.
Sister Lynn here?
She is, actually. Would you like to speak with her?
Well, since Madison did fall into that mirror, I suppose we should be the ones to tell her that he did that, even because he was the one who saved her life.
Make yourself comfortable. I'll have her come to you.
Okay, yeah.
And he says, do you have a copy of this, or?
Oh yeah, no, that's
Good, excellent.
I have another copy of that.
And he puts it into his jacket pocket and says, she'll be with you momentarily. And he walks out.
I think that went well.
I think that went really well. Did I
think
say
so,
or
too.
not say the correct thing?
You did so good. You did so good. I'm so
I'm
proud of you. We should do something.
We should.
I'm still sort of coping with the loss of Madison, and so I'm really trying to like refocus on the positive things.
Yeah, I mean, I don't like to say that we've lost him, but he's definitely temporarily misplaced.
Misplaced is a bad word to describe people, but okay, yeah.
It's worse than
Yeah,
lost.
Misplaced. Misplaced gives the impression that it was done on purpose, or like by someone. You know, you can get yourself lost. You can't get yourself misplaced.
Okay.
Cool.
All right. So Cadence. Rock. Once again, he's. It's not like his beak is moving, but you do you do hear his words audibly.
Okay.
Says, okay. So, it's like this. This little part of the world that you live in is a very tiny part of the world.
Gotcha.
Is that like too big of a bombshell for you?
Oh, my mind is absolutely fucking blown right now. I have no clue how to
Fantastic.
follow this
Okay.
conversation.
Great. Well, then this is going to be fun. So, yeah, the real world is like many, many, many times bigger, and not all of it's like physical. There's a spiritual aspect to it.
Yeah,
and
I get that.
There's different realms of reality and all this stuff. But like, if you really want to drill down, like to the base core level, all of reality is like the interplay between three big spirits, for lack of a better word. It's like
Actually, pause right there.
Okay.
I was going to take notes. I have decided that would be a bad thing because I need to actually pay attention. Would you be averse to me recording this?
Yes.
Okay.
Sorry, you're just gonna have to follow me through here.
Okay.
When
Can I make a stealth roll?
Sure. Go ahead and make a dex stealth roll.
She wants Reagan to hear this later if she can. So at the very least, she's gonna speed dial Benji
Okay.
so that he can hear it, and hopefully he'll get the message. Like, this is important. So that's going to be what? You said dex and stealth?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That is 3.
Okay. Yeah, you speed dial Benji. So, like I was saying, all of reality can be boiled down to 3 big spirits and the mix between them.
Mhm.
You've got what we call the wild, which is just pure chaos and creation. And then you got the weaver that takes that pure chaos and gives it shape and order.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got the worm it basically, when the things that the Weaver has created and shaped have outlived their time, the worm breaks it all down and returns it to the wild. That's how it was
Gotcha.
supposed to work. A long, long, long time ago, like, it doesn't even make sense to refer to it in any kind of mortal sense of time. The Weaver decided that it wanted to be able to shape everything and keep everything the way it wants it to be forever. So it had this big plan, and it started by trapping the worm. And the worm didn't like that, but she got a good hold of him. We like to anthropomorphize things. It's really not a gender or a being, but I call it a he because, well, it's a big rampaging dick. But anyway, she caught it, and it went crazy. The worm did, and really, really wants to get out of the web that the Weaver has woven around it, and in its thrashing has gone utterly and totally mad, and it just wants to destroy everything in order to free itself. And that's why everything sucks.
Gotcha.
Okay?
Comprehensive.
That is actually a lot more comprehensive than some other creation myths I've heard. So
well, trust me. So yeah, so everything that is and everything that can be is all tied up in this fucked up imbalance.
Gotcha.
So, long story short, when we say that this stuff that your, enemies, your other leeches are putting in the water and in the air and, like, in the fucking plants, when we say it's of the worm, that's bad. Because
Gotcha.
it is. Because it's what they're doing.
Which is of no surprise to me, because they're all assholes.
And he, like, hops back and picks up another piece of bread.
All right.
And she says, and then Mom Jeans says, okay, so that's what we couldn't talk to you about because of promises, but we can go on from now. We don't need
cool.
chatterbox over here. So yeah, that's the situation that we've been able to detect.
Okay. All right. She scribbles that down. It looks like she's making, like, a little tiny web of things, sort of connecting the dots.
So
what she thinks are the dots.
These, whatever they're doing, is infecting people.
Mm-hmm.
But we can't tell what it's doing. We can't tell what it's doing to people.
Okay.
The only thing we can tell is that it's getting into their blood.
Yikes.
Okay.
So we're gonna, we need to know. And we have a way to figure out exactly what it's doing. But it requires your participation.
What do I gotta do?
Well, we're gonna take a walk.
Okay.
And with that, we're gonna take a break. We'll see you guys back in a minute. Hey everybody, welcome back to Simulacra Studios presents Vampire the Masquerade, Burn It Down. Unfortunately, James had some personal issues that he needed to take care of, so it's just going to be me and the ladies tonight for the rest of the game.
Yee.
So, Willow.
Hi.
You are waiting for Sister Lynn to come and say hi. When you get a message. You get a message from Hancock.
Okay. What does it say? Oh no.
No. It says, apologies for using this number.
Oh yeah. Oh no.
And then another message comes in, but your presence is necessary at the gallery.
Fuck. I'm gonna have to ditch Sister Lynn again. Fuck. This keeps happening.
So yeah, you're able to talk to Alex real quick and basically pawn it off on him.
be like, you talk to her, you tell her that like Madison is on vacation. Don't tell her that he might be dead. She might not take it well. Just I trust you. Like an idiot.
Okay.
I trust Alex.
As you're making that arrangement, you get another message, and it says, "Wear your best."
I gotta get back to the house. All right. She's gonna just race back to the house like, oh no. One, she should have known fucking Boomer Hancock wouldn't fucking put a passcode on his goddamn phone. Two, there's been horrible messages on that phone. Terrible things have been said on that phone. And she's like, oh my fucking God. She is dying right now. She's like, of course this dumbass didn't put a fucking code on his fucking phone.
All of your dirtiest secrets with Hancock are now in Dumas's possession. I hope you appreciate this.
It's not good. It's a bad scene for everybody, especially me. And so I'm gonna go get dressed.
Okay. What are you picking out?
Wear my best. Let me think. Oh, okay. I have exactly the dress in mind. It's a spaghetti strap long dress that is like iridescent velvet, blue and red.
Okay.
Snatch.
Very nice. So you snatch that, you put it on, and head back to that address that you were given before.
As I pass by to run into my room to get dressed, is Ileana fucking cleaning?
It looks like she's picked up some. Like she hasn't done like a full job. She's sitting in your beanbag though.
That makes me feel a little aggressive, but okay. I have more important things than to deal with Ileana in my beanbag right now. I'm about to go get.
She's like looking at you curiously as you're like running around with like your head with the head cut off.
I'm like running around trying to put up my hair, and she's just like, "What the fuck? Coming back from Eli's? What's going on?"
Yeah, pretty much. She's not like pressing you, but it's clearly she wants to know what's up.
She'll get the tea later.
Very well. And she like goes back to reading a book that she apparently had with her.
Good. Like she's behaving herself.
Mm-hmm. She doesn't seem to be fucking around too much. But yeah, so you basically head back. Cadence.
Yes.
So they pay and stand up and start walking into the park.
All right. She's going to ask them where they're going.
We have a place here. We're not taking you to it, but there's somewhere close by where we can do what we need to do.
All right. Guess I'll just hang tight till we get there.
She's like, it'll be fine.
Okay.
I'm glad you're cooperative.
I mean, if this involves any bodily injury to myself, I might be less cooperative later, but I'm willing to see what you're putting down.
We are not planning on hurting you.
Gotcha.
But
good.
This is dangerous.
Alrighty. I mean, that's fine. Like, I just, like, fucking iced a thing, one of us that's, like, a bajillion years older than I am, so...
Well, that sounds productive.
It was. Also, sorry if, this is weird, but for right now, actually, but, like, I don't think I actually know either of your names, so before we go do deadly stuff, like, can we be on at least a first-name basis?
Sure. The tall, aggressive one says, you can call me Marnie.
Marnie, gotcha.
I am, well, it might come up. So, I am Arun of Black Fury tribe.
Arun. Gotcha.
It's-
Mani and Arun.
I am on Arun.
Oh.
And Mom Jeans says, I am Lily Stalks the Heart.
Badass. I like it.
And I am a Theurge of the Uktena.
All right. I have no idea what that means, but also cool.
You have no reason to.
All right. Well,
If anything asks you, then that's what you should say.
if anything asks me what your name is that I don't fucking know.
Yes. No, you should respond with what we've told you.
Oh.
We're going to a strange place.
Okay. Gotcha. Eh.
So, they take you down some twisting paths through the park. And eventually they take you under a bridge that has a little footpath going under it. And they stop. And in basically the wall, this park is very it's not a very super wild place. It's very constructed. So like this bridge has like a walled up area under it that the footpath goes through. And there is a large sort of sheet of glass over like some posters. But it looks like those posters, like there are posters there, but they've all been blacked out. So it's just a big reflective image. You can kind of see your reflection, the reflection of the three of you in it. Rock is no longer with you. He is buggered off.
He's free to do that.
And they stop. Marnie goes to the entrance of the little footpath and sort of takes up a guarding position. And like you can tell, like she's there to like prevent people from coming this way. And Lily puts out her hand and says, "I'm pretty sure this will work."
Okay. Cadence is gonna take it.
Okay. When you take her hand, you see her grow a couple of feet. And her face turns from this sort of unassuming, dark-skinned woman to it takes on what you can only describe as a bestial and somewhat evil visage. She doesn't go full wolf, but there's a bit of the wolf in her features, and it is a stark contrast to the way she normally looks. And she says, "Close your eyes." You're
Cadence
muted.
doesn't want to. She doesn't like not seeing what's going on, but she'll bite her tongue and she'll do as she's told.
Okay. So you feel her step forward. And from what you can tell, she's just walking into this plane of glass. Do you follow? Because she's pulling you with her.
All right. And she just says out loud so that it gets into her phone so that Benji can hear. She's like, this is going to be fine.
Okay.
As if she's reassuring herself.
So you walk forward, and it doesn't feel like nothing. But it doesn't feel like running face first into a plane of glass.
Okay.
There is definitely some drag and some resistance as you feel yourself literally be sort of pulled through this semi-physical barrier. It's not pleasant at all, but it's not painful. And then you hear her say, "You can open your eyes."
Cadence does so.
When you open your eyes, you see the world mostly as it was before you closed it.
Mm-hmm.
There's less stonework around. It looks more just like earth. And it's like you've flipped. Like you stepped through the plane, and it's still there, but it's like you stepped right back out of it.
Mm-hmm.
And as you're sort of acclimating yourself to your environment, you get the distinct feeling that you do not belong here. You'd feel as not at home as you possibly ever have. It's not painful or anything other than just a feeling of this isn't your place.
Okay, like, does it meet or exceed the stuck in a Camarilla meeting levels of I do not belong here?
I mean,
It's it's that same kind of feeling, but it's
Mhm.
a totally different dimension.
Okay.
This is
A little more visceral.
a little bit more visceral, a little bit
Gotcha.
more like it's getting you in where you live. Like
Mhm.
this is not, oh, I'm uncomfortable because political shit's going on. It is, I do not belong here in
Okay.
any way, shape, or form.
She's gonna try not to let that show on her face. Just sort of react to this as if it were just another thing.
Lily says, "You're probably very uncomfortable right now."
Eh.
She says, it'll be very hard for me to explain things, but I think that, and she points to the sort of this black plane. It looks less like glass and more like polished obsidian now.
Mm-hmm.
Will probably explain it better than I could. And when you look and you see your reflection, you see a vague outline of yourself, but it's hollow. It's empty. You are not there in this reflection, just a vague shape that looks like you.
Believe it or not, that is not the weirdest thing I've seen this week.
You live an
do other
interesting
people have
life.
reflections?
Yeah, she does. Yeah, Lily absolutely does have a. She looks exactly
Interesting.
like she looks.
Ah.
She says, "Well, now let's take a look." And she starts to look, and she brings out a few like gourds, and like twists off a top of one and starts like polishing this obsidian mirror. And she starts to like scratch sigils into it.
Mm.
And as she does, you don't change,
Mm-hmm.
but things start to come out inside that hollow that is you.
Mm-hmm.
This is in the reflection. The most obvious thing is around your hand.
Mm-hmm.
There, it begins to form this sort of indistinct silvery glow.
She's going to bring out her claws and see if that changes how that looks.
It very much does.
Also, she's hungrier.
Yeah.
FYI.
When you do that, it's like the hollow increases in depth. Like light starts to pull in to you, around you. But that glow around your hand and your arm becomes more distinct and becomes more brilliant. And it's like you have, it's vaguely person shaped, but it's like you have a little person sort of coiled around your arm.
Fuck?
He says, You have a loon.
What that? What?
Spirit of the moon.
Oh.
Interesting.
Yeah.
But I don't think that's what we're looking for.
Okay.
And she says, I think I'm going to have to pull out some of my tribe's magic.
So what specifically are we looking at here, or not looking at, as the case may be, as she gives her not reflection a once-over?
She says, spirits of the worm are called banes.
Uh-huh.
And we are looking to see if you are infected. If this thing that they're putting in the food and the plants and the air gets into the blood,
Then because we... Oh, I see where this is going.
Gene.
Yeah, it's like the PCBs in the water.
yeah, like that, but much worse.
Gotcha.
Anyway, my tribe, well, we have a bit of a reputation. They call us Bane Tenders.
Mm-hmm.
She says, let's see if we can get ourselves a better look. And she starts to chant in some unknown language. And she spits into her hands and rubs the area of your reflection. And then you see inside yourself, inside that hollow, a shape begin to form. It's like an oil slick that's coiled around the center of your being. And she says, there we are.
Ew.
It was the right response. And she claps her hands. And it's like the reflection jumps out and grabs you. And then
Physically grabs her?
yeah, like you don't feel it, but it jumps out of the mirror and then wraps itself around you.
Is this fucking normal?
No, but it's expected. She says, and then she starts walking around you.
Cadence is trying to like peel it off herself.
Yeah, there's nothing there. Like it's it sort of like superimposes itself on you. She says, now we can start to work. It's not a blood bane. That's odd. Your kind normally, well, you're like a roach trap for those things.
Well, yeah, I imagine bloodbane, we drink blood if the bane isn't...
But this isn't that. I don't know what this is.
Okay.
I need to call some friends.
Oh no. I don't like the sound of that.
He says, give me a moment.
Every time you show someone like your claws, like you whip them out.
Yeah,
like,
no,
this is the
she's a
response
fucking
you
lab
get?
rat now.
Well,
Damn.
you can tell she's like not concerned with that. All her eyes are on this black coiling thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's almost like she doesn't care about it.
Okay.
He says, I need to call some spirits, see if they might have some insight. And she begins to like do kind of a chanting call response, and she pulls out little trinkets and sort of lines them up at your feet.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking love werewolves.
Willow.
Hi.
So, you come to the gallery where you met Hancock and Demas a couple nights ago.
Yeah.
The guard is still there. He expects you, lets you in, takes you back to sort of that little office area where you find Mr. Brandon Demas, sitting behind his desk, and says, "Oh, Willow, thank you for coming.
Of course.
You
I
look
survived my ordeal, so of course I'd come.
so I heard. You look wonderful, by the way. Thank you for dressing."
Of course. What was the occasion?
Well, as we discussed, you've had your last hurrah, and now it's time to join the party.
And we're doing that tonight, or is this just like an introduction?
He says, "Well, I imagine we have a few things to discuss."
Lots.
Sit down.
Thank you. She sits down and is just like, she's very haunted by the cell phone. That's still on her mind. She just doesn't feel great about this. Doesn't feel great about any of this, actually, but yeah.
He says, "So, how was it?"
Exhilarating.
"That's good to hear. One less Sabbat in the world, right?
Pardon?
One less Sabbat in the world, right?"
Few less, I hear.
"Good. Excellent. That'll do well for your reputation."
Ah, I see.
So,
Good to know.
me being who I am, I can make this very easy. Get rid of some of the red tape, as it were, that others might have to jump through. We can set up a meeting with the prince, get you properly introduced into Camarilla society, and you can stop slumming. Sounds great, doesn't it?
Yeah. I do have a question, though.
By all means.
So, I've definitely heard that the cam is taking big steps away from technology.
Yes.
As
That's very true. We are.
I worry about my contribution if that is the case. You understand that is it's the biggest asset I have.
Two things.
You understand?
Just because we're stepping away doesn't mean there isn't uses. It's just we will have to be careful. You being skilled in this manner will be useful. It's just there are restrictions on casual use. You will be directed to use your skills in the ways that benefit our society as a whole.
All right.
But little messages.
You don't foresee that I'll be hamstringed by this.
No, so long as your work is approved and you stop casually using as your former associates are known to.
Oh, of course.
I don't foresee any problem. I see that once again, another asset, another feather in your cap. Secondly, you are now in a very well-placed position, Willow. You can do your primogen and your prince a very valuable service.
Okay.
You can help us keep a troublesome sheriff in line, can't you?
Oh, shit. Yeah. I mean, whenever you want. Sure. I'll do that for leisure.
You'll do it when directed to.
Okay. How is that, by the way? Is he like in someone's basement?
He's safe. Well taken care of. There's a lot of things up in the air regarding that, but I think once things get squared away with you, we can put him back into service. With a nice little lovely leash around his neck, don't you think?
Oh, thank God. Yes. uh,
Now, I need to
I'm
make...
also,
Yes?
I'm also worried about. I know I have a bit of a reputation,
Hmm.
not a great one. I hung around and participated in a lot of anti-cam stuff in the past, like a lot.
That
How do you
is...
foresee this is going to affect my career?
We've all had youthful indiscretions, Willow.
I've killed a lot of vampires.
True. That was all LA business, right?
Yeah. Yeah,
Well,
it was.
LA's on the other side of the fucking country, Willow. And so long as you do right by the Ivory Tower, so long as you serve as
Okay.
you are commanded to, then Prince Adelaide will protect you.
Yeah.
As she does for all upstanding members of the Camarilla.
No, I agree. I think there is a lot of good stuff that I could provide. I just worry. You understand.
Of course I understand. Of course. We want to make this as painless as possible. You are, of course, of Clan Toreador. Your clan is one of the pillars of the Camarilla. You belong here. And as I said, youthful indiscretions and all.
Youthful indiscretion.
Of course, you won't be fraternizing anymore with your old associates. We can't have... That's a bridge too far, don't you think?
Not necessarily.
What do you mean by that?
I'm tight with them. I'm tight with a lot of people in the Anarch movement. Don't you think that's useful? Knowing that I'll report to you. Don't you? Are you not worried about that?
I honestly am. You have a whole new life ahead of you, Willow. A life with your clan, a life with the Camarilla. And while I don't deny that letting you head back into the gutter every now and then might be useful, now isn't the time.
Can I ask why?
We're at war with the Anarchs. Are we
We
not?
most definitely are. Yeah.
And I think it would make a great deal more sense for you to truly come over and not look suspicious for a period of time.
I'll look suspicious no matter what I do.
Yes, which is why we don't want to increase that suspicion by having you sighted in Anarch territory, attending Anarch parties, associating with ruffians and trash.
Do you foresee an Atlanta without Anarchs?
One night, we might be blessed by that. There are wheels and wheels. We are currently in the midst of a truce in this city, of course, but that's not always going to be the case.
No, it won't.
But for the time being, I think it's best for you to publicly join our club. Divest yourself of these unsavory connections to the past. And perhaps some night we can call upon your expertise, should it be necessary.
Is that what the prince thinks?
That is what
or is that just like your personal opinion as the Toreador Primogen?
It is mostly my opinion, but I think that the prince would agree with me.
I want to know what she thinks. I personally think I'm more useful as your Benedict Arnold. Hopefully I don't get my head cut off, but whatever.
Well, we can certainly bring it up to her. But she's asked me to handle this. It won't look good for either of us for this arrangement to require some additional maneuvering, some agreement that you have to go to her to reach. So I'll tell you this. I'll give you a choice.
Okay.
You anarchs love choice, don't you? How was it that Garcia put it in his little declaration?
All right.
Oh, you don't know? I don't know. I don't pay attention to that trash, but I was thinking you might know how he
She
put
can
it.
recite it. Mo cannot.
Fair enough. You're able to rattle off a relevant part of the status perfectus. He's like, there it is. So no, we'll give you a choice. We'll give you an option.
All right.
You can accept the formal invitation that I, Primogen of Clan Toreador, am extending to you right now, formally and officially. Join the Camarilla, meet with the prince, be introduced properly. Or you can be an asset off the books. However, we'll need something to
ensure that
yes.
I'm actually working with you.
See, if you were to join us, then, as I said, you'd have a job keeping our lovely sheriff in line.
Yeah.
But if you're not with us officially, if you are doing tasks off the book, if you're still rolling around in the trash, then I think 3 months is a good time to see how loyal you truly are. And if you're not, well then, the hold you have over him will be broken.
Fair.
And I'm sure he'll have some opinions about that.
Oh. Yeah.
So there it is, Willow. There's your choice. You anarchs love your choices. Cadence.
3 months.
Yeah.
So, a couple minutes go by, and the strangest little creatures start running up and scurrying around you. Like, they're not animals. They kind of look like animals, but they're no animals you've ever seen.
She's doing her best to sit still and just let this happen, but she's probably like visibly tense and like tapping her claws on the the ground, just like as the rest of her tries to stay perfectly still.
And some of them like crawl over you. Others just sort of pace around you. And they eventually all sort of run back up to her, crawl up her, get up to her ear, and start whispering one thing or another. You can hear what they're saying, but you don't understand the words, the language that they're using. It's not like any language you've ever heard. You don't think it's human. Like, it sounds somewhere between the sounds of animals, but there's structure, there's cadence and grammar to it. She says, okay. It's new. I don't think it's a bane proper. It's not naturally occurring. It's not... Okay.
Can you tell how long it's been there?
A while. It's cold around you good.
Like a while, like years a while, months a while?
Probably months.
Okay.
I have
But-
one trick up my sleeve that we can use. It'll tell us everything we need to know, but it might not be pleasant.
Okay. Now, here's my question. Are we trying to take this thing out or just leave it where it is?
We need to know what it is before we make that call.
Okay.
Bane Tending 101, Cadence. You have to know your enemy.
Okay. Out of character. Would it be a reasonable assumption to think that this thing got into her when she got her claws? Would that time frame sync up?
Give me an intelligence occult.
Okay. I like how Cadence is slowly becoming the most supernaturally versed person in this group.
Listen, man, you were chosen.
I was. I didn't plan for her to be the lore
boy who
seeker,
lives.
but here we are. That's 3.
You don't think so. You can definitely see a distinction between whatever's going on with your hand and this thing coiled inside of you. They're two separate beings.
Okay. Alrighty.
Um,
So then she's not going to bring that up. Gotcha.
Okay.
It's like, okay, well, I mean, if it's a little painful, I don't care. I can take it.
All right. And she reaches her hand up, and it shifts into a really wicked-looking claw. Like, you think you have some wicked claws. This thing is nasty.
That is so cool.
She's all like, pray you never feel it for real. And she reaches one claw towards you and puts it on your chest and then pushes in. Yeah, it hurts. You're going to take an aggravated damage.
Oh, yikes.
But-
She's no stranger to that.
Yeah, you see her reach in and touch the thing that's coiled around inside you. And then everything goes black. And you're in your haven. You're not sure when it is. You're waking up. You feel the sun is still up. And it's hard to focus. Roll humanity for me, please.
Oh, lovely. So this is. Remind me, am I just rolling what my humanity
Roll
is?
what your humanity is.
Okay. Are any of these hunger dice?
No, this is a straight non-hunger roll.
Oh, I like the looks of that. That, my friend, is 6. The crit.
Oh boy. So yeah, you're able to shake free the pull of the sun. But so you wake up. You're awake now.
Okay.
Which makes it all the more disturbing when your legs and your arms start moving of their own accord.
Uh-oh.
And you can't do anything to stop it. You stand up out of your bed and start to stumble towards the door. And your arm moves up and opens it.
Is there anything she can see to indicate time or date? Like, is there a calendar? Anything?
You're aware enough that, yeah, you look and you see a little calendar, and it says it's June.
Ooh.
So is this like a flashback?
No, it's June 2020. you see Willow. Her door opens, and she comes out too, and her eyes are like half closed, and she's moving in this jerky, stumbling way, just like you. Alex's door opens too. Same with him. And the three of you start making your way up the stairs. You reach the sort of the heavy door that separates the Haven area to the warehouse, and it's locked. And you watch in horror as your arms start using your own strength to pound away at it.
Oh, no.
And
And there's no way she can fight this?
Yeah, you are 100% awake, but your body is not your own.
Fuck.
And then you start to feel something in your throat, some pressure, as your body kicks open the door. And the three of you start to scramble out, running now in these jerky motions as something bursts out of your throat, like a blooming fungal stalk, as you rush out the door of the warehouse and begin to burn.
Oh, big yike.
Can I get any better look at what that thing is that's coming out of me?
It looks like this gnarly, like fungal stalk that is beginning to spread spores as your flesh starts to burn and crumple into ash. And you see, moments before you are destroyed, you see Willow and Alex writhing on the floor, these stalks coming out of them.
I have no mouth, but I must scream.
Yeah.
Willow,
Ugh.
Oh, hi.
so what'll it be? How will you serve the ivory tower? I can take you to the prince tonight. Or you can serve another way.
I'll take your 3 months. I know my strengths. I think I could serve you better.
That's disappointing.
Sorry, Mr. Moss.
I understand. It really is no matter.
There's too many other things I have to plant there before I leave.
Do as you will. But of course you won't be having any contact with dear Sheriff Hancock.
Yeah, I'm actually kind of devastated.
Well, and he sort of picks up the phone.
Ugh.
He says,
Yeah. Could you actually just delete everything on that? Thank you, Mr. Moss.
for a minor boon.
Oh, fuck. Yeah. Accepted.
Very well.
There's
He
a
says,
lot of
don't
shit on
be
there.
too embarrassed. You're young. You have to do terrible things to get ahead.
That is, I'm glad you understand what was going on.
I would be appalled if you were really... But that's not the case, is it? Like I
Really,
said.
what? Attached? I mean,
Yeah.
I drank the man's blood. Come on.
I try not to judge. Regardless, should you serve well, this will be water under the bridge.
I look forward to it, Mr. Moss. I really do.
As do I. Please don't disappoint me. I would hate to have to let him off the leash.
I promise you, I would hate that more.
I guarantee you would.
I don't even want to think about that, actually.
This is...
She has like a very haunted expression. Like just even thinking about that, she's just like, ah.
He says, well then, I'll let you get back to your gutter.
See you in about 3 months. I'll buy a nice dress
Oh,
for the occasion.
no. You will be reporting regularly. We need actionable information
Oh,
if
no
we are
problem.
to be convinced.
How am I supposed to get it to you? Letter? I mean, I don't know.
This is,
Do you have a Dropbox?
I
Or
do.
like a, not a Dropbox, but like a mail sort of thing I do?
He reaches into his breast pocket and hands you a piece of
Oh,
paper.
thank you.
He says,
Oh.
yes.
By the way, I will be periodically dropping all sorts of things in there. I have eyes everywhere. Also, and I don't know if you know, you might. Outside of outside of one of your havens, I did have a I did see some Second Inquisition guys just fucking around.
I'm aware.
Okay.
Thank you, though. That's very enheartening.
I just wanted to know if they were in your pocket, that's one thing.
It would be
If they
serious.
weren't in your pocket,
That would be a very serious thing. The Camarilla does not look kindly on that kind of dangerous game. We take the Second Inquisition incredibly seriously, and I suggest that you do the same.
Oh, yes. I have some things on the back burner in regards to those guys.
I look forward to hearing about it.
You definitely will.
Good. Good evening, Miss Walsh. We'll be in touch.
Good evening, Mr. Moss. She sort of like gets up, lets herself out, and is just like, oh, yikes.
So, Cadence.
Yes.
It ends as suddenly as it began. You're back under the bridge. Your flesh unmarred. Nothing sticking out of you. And Lily is just kind of looking at you.
Oh.
Huh.
Did you see that?
Oh, yes.
What an understatement.
That's
Fuck.
interesting. It kills you. Well, I don't mean to sound callous.
I mean, you would probably be 100% okay if it did. So, I mean, that comes.
I understand it's not pleasant for you to hear, but that's much less of a problem than we thought it might be.
What did you think it might be?
We didn't know. It was getting into humans, tainting them with the worm. But if it's actually a weapon against your kind,
Okay.
then, again, I don't want to minimize how important it might be to you, but to us, that's actually not a problem at all.
I firmly expect you to not give a shit.
I really don't, actually.
Cool.
We're
on the same level.
I can probably get it out of you if you want, and I would be willing to do so.
Mm-hmm.
But from what we can tell, this is pervasive throughout the city.
Mm-hmm.
If it's getting into the blood, I doubt you can go without.
Right.
But I can cleanse you.
Is there a way we can do that we can do that ourselves, get it out of us? Because I would very, very much like to...
Don't know. I doubt it. Your kind has little to no connection with the spirit world. Something I'm sure your antagonists are taking advantage of somehow.
And she looks down at her claws and she's like, but I got this guy.
That is very interesting. And that matter, she sort of points inside you. That matter taken care of. Now I'm very curious about that.
Okay, alrighty.
But,
well, you agree to take the suicide thing out of me, And I will tell you all you want to know about this little guy here.
She's all like, very well. That sounds like a fair trade to me.
Okay.
She's like, I'll need to take you somewhere else.
Okay. Can this be... Is this a thing that can get finished tonight?
We can do it tonight.
Okay, cool.
She says, let's go. And she holds out her hand again.
After you. And takes her hand and closes her eyes.
Yeah, and it's much better this time around. You're going back into what feels normal and natural.
Mm-hmm. And having done it once before,
Yeah,
I imagine, she knows what to expect now.
It's a lot better. But yeah, you come back. Marnie is there. They share a few words. And they reference things that you don't really understand much. But she says, we're going to cleanse her. Not sure how well that'll help her. But Marnie just says, that's your business. Are we taking her? Yeah, we're taking her to the way station. Follow me.
Lead the way.
She once again leads you through the park, deeper in kind of the less traveled parts of it, until you reach a little stream. And she sort of indicates a little out of the way bench. And says, have a seat.
Okay.
He says, she goes behind a little bush and pulls out some buckets. And she says, we're going to have to literally cleanse you as part of the rite.
Great.
He says, hopefully you won't mind too much. Oh, and I should mention, don't ever come to this part of the park. Ever.
I wouldn't dream of it.
Good. So they proceed to, and you can tell that, like, this little area is kind of purpose-built for doing this sort of thing. Like, you see that there's, like, she brushes away some branches and whatnot, and you can see that there's, like, a dedicated circle that's been sort of carved into the ground around this bench. Like, this is where they kind of do this sort of thing. And Marnie takes the buckets and gets some water out of the stream. And for about 15 minutes, they douse you in this cold, clear water. While Lily does some chanting, lights some sage, smudges it around you, and you don't feel a goddamn thing happening. Like, whatever, like, as best as you can tell, they're pouring water and blowing smoke on you. But at the end of the 15 minutes, you feel... It's hard to put your finger on how you feel. It's like you're lighter. It's like you're cleaner. Like, not in just the sense that you've just gotten basically a really shitty bath, but it feels a little bit more significant than that.
Okay.
You can raise your humanity if you like.
Ooh, fancy. Alrighty, I am going to do that.
And she says, well, it's out of you.
Where is it now? Like, what happens to it? Where does it go?
It's gone, as far as you need to know. There's an answer, but it would take a lot of explanation.
Okay.
You can't really kill these things, not permanently, but you can banish them.
Okay. Can you trap them?
Yes, and if I've done such a thing, I'm not going to tell you.
No, it's just, future knowledge. Like, if it's possible. I don't need to know if you have it. Just curious.
My tribe knows how to deal with these things. And now that it's out of you, the less you know, the better.
Gotcha. Alright. So, now I owe you a thing, so
By all means.
before I start off on the grand epic tale, you got any specific questions so I know what to include?
She says, well, I'd like to know how that happened, if you know.
Okay.
Let's start with that.
Alright. Well, remember when you gave me a ride back from that park? Because I was there helping
I remember.
one of the mage kids.
Mm-hmm.
Well, while she was doing her thing, whatever she summoned, I guess they call it like an avatar or something like that, was how she explained it to me. It pinned me to a rock and shoved a wad of iron into my hand.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
So you obviously encountered something out there.
Yeah.
You think it was her avatar? I know what that term means, but that's... I guess it tracks?
I mean, I don't really understand a lot of the stuff she tells me sometimes, but I think that's what it was.
Is there a name associated with any of this? Anything?
Alright, so here's the thing. I could tell you. I would have to have some pretty strong assurances that information would not leave this bench, and I am not sure I can get those.
You're
What
probably
happens
right.
in the park stays in the park.
I will say I can give you my assurance that I won't go telling it to any other of your kind.
I don't worry about my own safety. I worry about my friends. And she's not one of my kind.
I see. We have our arrangement with her and her people.
Okay.
I personally won't make this an issue with them.
Okay.
But names are important if we are to understand these things.
Gotcha.
So if you have a name, that would be useful.
Okay. Alrighty. That is good for me. I am cool with that. The name that I have, that I think it is Lilith.
I've heard it before.
Yeah.
It's a loon that you have there.
Yeah.
And I've heard Lilith used as a name for Luna. But in a shaky sense.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Well, I know she circles around her face, have our myths about her. The mages have their myths about her. Wouldn't surprise me if you guys did too.
Like I said, it's a shaky thing. We know who Luna is. We know what she is and what her role in the cosmos is. But whether or not there's any true connection between this and that, I can't say. Regardless. That's very interesting. You certainly are touched by things greater than your kind normally dabbles in.
Yeah. I am intimately aware.
I hope that works out well for you.
But, one more thing. Now, I don't got anything to back this up other than just a gut feeling and the fact that this thing has touched me and the mage I was with. But I got a feeling that whatever is going down in this city, whoever this lady really is, what myths are true about her or not, she's gonna play a big role in how it all shakes out. So I would
Well,
keep that in mind.
if it is Luna, or an aspect of her, that can only be a good thing for as far as our way of seeing things is. She is one of our great patrons. And if whatever is going on with you and your kind results in less of you, well, then that certainly would be a plus in our category. Again, nothing personal.
No, I get it.
Ask for their help. We could use less of us.
I mean, there's plenty of us I would like to see wiped off the map too. So
many.
Well, I hope we can see that happen. But I doubt you'd like to see. Well, I understand you have your own factions and your own wars to fight, but we don't see much difference between you all. So yes, I think that's it. We can escort you back to the road, as it were, and be on our way. I don't think we need to have any further communication.
I mean, I'm gonna look into this Bane thing, whether you want me to or not. So if I,
By all means.
if I learn something, would you like to know?
Sure. But
Okay.
I doubt, knowing what we know now,
Mm-hmm.
this isn't a big issue for us. It doesn't seem to hurt the mortals. It seems to be targeted at you, and none of my people are going to lose any sleep over it.
Fair enough. I just figured academically speaking.
If you find something, by all means.
Okay. I'll see myself back, if that's alright.
That's perfectly fine. Again, don't ever come back here.
You couldn't pay me to.
I cannot stress enough. Do not come back
Good.
here.
If anyone of your kind finds their way here, we'll have a chat.
Why would I send them to a place where they're obviously going to get their teeth ripped out? Among other things, ripped out.
Because we're not your cleaning ladies.
Exactly! Like, I wouldn't do that. That's a douche move.
It would be a douche move.
Alright, glad we're on the same page. Peace out, have a great night. And she turns and starts to walk away.
Okay.
Fucking Cadence.
So you are able to get back to the road. You can get yourself a ride, and eventually the two of you can meet back up at the Haven.
Okay, question.
Mm-hmm.
When Cadence came out of the spirit world, was her phone still going?
When you would you have checked your phone while she was still there?
As she was leaving,
Okay.
she wanted to see if her phone call with Benji was still going.
When you pull out your phone, it is locked up. You're able to reset it, like turn it off and turn it back on again, and it works fine.
All right, she's gonna give Benji a call then, just to let him know she's okay.
He picks up and says, "Hey, are you good? Are you good?"
Yeah, I'm great actually. Some weird shit went down and I lost the call. And
Yeah, you called and I heard a couple things, but then it got all staticky.
Oh, come the fuck on. Ugh.
Sorry?
Not your fault. Stupid fucking. It was fine. I was trying to get someone to eavesdrop anyway, so it's not that big a deal.
All right, cool. Well, I guess I'm sorry that didn't work.
It's fine. It's
Jam
fine.
technology. Level 1 gift.
Fucking love werewolves.
Also, quick thing. Point of order before I peace out. Stick to bottled water, please.
Cool.
Get a Brita.
Yeah, sure.
Alright.
I mean, I'd like an explanation, but I guess not over the phone.
There's, I think there might be something in the water. Weird something.
All right, cool. I'll pick up a pallet.
Sick.
All right,
All
so like I said, you guys can
Like
get.
from Amazon, like out of town.
So yeah, you guys are able to meet back up at your haven if that's something that you're doing.
Yes.
Yeah. Fucking comes back in a ball gown, just like, Did
Look like you had a swanky
Toreador is so
night.
hard for her to talk to. Oh, you know, just talking to the Toreador Primogen.
Oh.
You
So
don't
are you
accept-
like in there now?
Oh no. Delayed invitation. They wanted me to take it tonight, but I'm honestly still reeling from Madison's disappearance, and so I just don't have the strength.
Okay.
I almost
Yeah,
did, though.
that's. I'm trying
really
not to think
thought
about
about
that.
It's all I can think about.
Like, seriously, what are we gonna do? Like,
Oh,
he's got
mourn.
shit he takes care of for us that we cannot do.
Oh yeah, no, his contacts. I wonder what's gonna happen with that because I just don't know. Wait,
Who's gonna pay the fucking
Oh,
mortgage on
my
this?
God. I actually run into Madison's room. I had completely forgotten that he had literally left like a fucking will.
Yeah.
She goes into like the second from the back suit pocket where he had like a manila. I was like, oh my God, wait, I can look through this. He's dead, right? Right? We don't know. Fair.
Yeah, it has a couple numbers and some names, basically of people that he'd like you to keep an eye on, which he said basically if something happened to him, please do so.
We get
and
to babysit.
yeah,
Fun.
there's not much in the way of like contacts as far as people to talk to or his influences. He tended to keep that pretty close to the vest. In case something happened to them.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, you have a notebook full of obligation.
Oh, just like Madison, to strap us with homework we don't know or don't want to do. It's like he never left.
Seriously though, we got to figure out what we're gonna tell other people, because like, if it was
We
just us at that fight, then that's one thing. But we had the East Street Boys and the Setites there. They know that he's gone. People are gonna start asking questions.
We'll just tell them he's torped.
Okay.
And we'll just say that he's sleeping here. If people ask, but they might not ask.
I am working under the assumption of the worst eventuality. Yeah.
Oh, mm-hmm. Yeah.
Also, we know that he is, at least he specifically, is someone that, I mean, probably the entire coterie, but we know that Tran tried to, I mean, he's probably got it out for the guy, considering he stole the fucking Tremere when we asked for him.
So are we gonna kill that guy?
Oh, honestly, I think best bet is to get Alex to use his mind fucky breaky blood drinking trick on Nikki C, so we can actually get like a viable ally.
Honk honk pause. I'm pretty sure like most of the people in the Anarch movement. Is he gonna bite all of them? It's easier just to kill Tran. I mean, not easy. I mean,
yeah, but then we've got an entire fucking city on our ass, and if we can get at least one other person who's got a significant amount of muscle and influence
then
to back us up on why we did it, yeah. I would like that.
I mean, okay, fair. We can do Nikki first. I don't know. I've just been thinking about it a lot.
Yeah, no, he needs to die, but I'm not. if I am the one who says just killing him is a shit idea, it's probably a shit idea. Because I'm all for just up and killing folks.
I'm only saying it aloud now, even though I've been thinking it for 6 months, because Madison's gone. She says, like, wiggling the folder.
Oh, Daddy's gone and now you're going to throw a house party?
Madison is not Daddy. I'm very serious.
Okay, well, whatever. Whatever you want to call it. The cat's away, mouse will play, something like that.
Never heard that before. But yeah, mm-hmm. We'll take that.
All right. Also, important thing you gotta know. So, I was just with the wolves, and apparently they do shit with spirits. And yeah, I know, weird. So, apparently there are, like, these weird, like, anti-spirits that do bad things. They're called Banes, and that's what the cam's been infecting humans with those, so that we drink their blood, we get them. And the one that was in me, which is no longer not in me, and I don't know how I'm going to stop one from getting me in again, because, you know, we gotta eat. Like, in fucking June, they're gonna, like, make us all walk into the sun.
June?
Yeah.
Fuck. Oh. And that's like, are you positive? Like,
Pretty sure.
What a urgent deadline. Wow. I really thought I'd have more time, but I guess. Huh.
So these things can be taken out. They took mine out because they were feeling benevolent. But honestly, don't care if we all up and walk into the sun, so they don't want to do anything about it, obviously, which is fair. It's not their fucking problem, but it's our problem. So
they don't want to do anything about it, but they know that we're doing it?
yeah. So it's harmful
What kind
to
of dumb shit is that?
It's harmful to us, like, kindred specifically. It doesn't hurt people at all. It's they're specifically to kill us, and the wolves don't like us, therefore they're like, meh.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah. So, like,
well, that's
I don't know if
thing.
this is, like, the cam trying to get at the Anox specifically, and they're keeping their own stock of unbaned humans at the fucking ready, but
that sounds like a really good idea. Yeah. No. Like, that's super smart. Wow.
yeah, I don't know how they're
God,
doing
I wish I
it.
could have come up with something like that. That's so you just poison everyone. Oh, wow.
Yeah, no, it was I like there was a vision. I like felt it. It was not fun. Like, I saw myself die tonight. And you and Alex.
Did I seem happy about it?
No, you kind of didn't realize what was going on. It was kind of like zombie type thing.
That's disappointing. Okay, well.
So
God
hey,
damn.
if you're like,
fuck,
if you're like, you know, turncoating for the cam, maybe you could look into that.
I mean, oh, that would have been interesting to know earlier in this night. Wow.
Right?
Sorry.
Sorry.
Seen me again. I probably would have had to, like, fucking pretend to be off and about. Oh my god. Oh, also in about 2 or 3 months, the sheriff is probably going to come knocking on her door, because I think that's about how long it takes for blood bonds to start wearing down. Yeah,
fantastic.
He's going to show up pretty soon.
I'll beat his ass this time. No biggie.
Okay. I'm just warning you, because I'm not emotionally prepared.
That's fine.
Okay.
I got you back.
You think you'll win this time?
It's a matter of pride that I win. And I'll know he's coming, and I'll be prepped, and I got my fancy new claws, so...
Willow presses X to doubt. Mm.
I will do my best to make sure he doesn't rip your heart out, literally or figuratively.
Oh, he's gonna rip my fucking head off. Oh, I'm fucking donezo for that.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh. Okay, cool. Scott, what month is it?
It is currently September.
Ooh. September, October. All right. Nine-ish months. That's one baby. That's
Mm-hmm.
that's enough. Okay, well, I have a second Inquisition computer I need to crack. I
Okay.
have a lot of stuff I have to do.
Mm-hmm.
Because I have about 3-ish months.
To make sure that the cam doesn't come fucking kill you.
I can't say for sure what the sheriff will do separate from that. It's like a trial period.
Okay. All right.
So I'm gonna work on that.
All right. And I
Because
will.
I need something to sell to them, and I think they want that.
All right. Well, you do that, and I'll do my shit, I guess.
I look over at Ileana.
Yeah,
Is she still in my chair?
Yeah. She's been there the whole time. Just kind of
Have you
listening.
Oh, hi. Congratulations, you're probably gonna die in June.
Yeah,
Wait,
that's
was
real
she-
fucked up.
Was she in your vision?
No, just you guys. But
Then she
if
probably dies before.
well, no, it's because it was specifically in our haven. She could have just not been there that night.
Oh, that means
I
you're
didn't
not
see,
gonna
I didn't
be
see what
here.
happened in the entire goddamn city.
Fair.
She's like, so, was Alex joking about, like, anarch hazing? Is that a thing?
I mean, every place has fucking hazing.
I mean, I've been
but
through Sabat hazing, and that's, like, yeah, like, I don't
I don't
think you
know.
guys have the market on that. But, like,
What type of hazing are you expecting? Fuck.
I don't fucking know. It can't be worse than what I did in the Sabat. But anyway, like, so...
Honestly, with the shit you've asked me to do to you, I don't think there's anything we could do.
Probably
That is
not.
really funny.
But, like, so I'm cool, like, hanging with you guys if you guys need help or whatever. Or if you want me to fuck off, I can fuck off.
No, I mean, I can use an assistant. I have a lot of work I'm going to have to be doing in the next week.
Okay. I mean, I don't know how
Cool.
much I can help you. My expertise is, like,
Can you run errands?
I guess?
Thanks. It's hazing, Ileana.
Oh boy, hazing. Oh yeah, whatever shall I do? Cool. Yeah, so yeah, whatever. I'm cool hanging out with you guys.
Awesome.
I mean, I guess, like, thanks for letting me hang out with you guys is more the way of saying it.
I mean, you've done 2 solids by us at least, even if you are a creep. So,
What were those solids? I've forgotten.
I mean, 1, give me that book. Or she's done me 2 solids, I guess, even if she's a
Okay.
creep.
She just kind of smiles.
Damn, right in front of her. Shit. Love that. Okay. Oh, I mean, yeah. Fuck.
So,
Okay.
yeah.
We're fucked. It's bad.
Yeah, no, that
Yeah.
doesn't sound great. I can maybe, like, look into that kind of stuff.
What
Oh,
the what stuff?
The we're all gonna die stuff.
If you want,
I
I'm
mean,
not
I
gonna
don't want to
stop ya.
die. I don't want to run out into the sun. That doesn't sound like a fun time.
Yeah. So my advice though would be don't fucking spread this around right now, because the last thing
Oh,
we
that'll
want...
start a panic.
Yeah, we don't want to panic.
well, good panic or bad panic?
So, I mean, this is me just spitballing, but it sounds like they've got, like, they're just gonna wipe us all out.
Yeah.
Like,
Mhm.
I mean, I doubt this thing is gonna respect lines like that. I think they just want to get rid of like all the Anarchs and all the Spot, like in one fell swoop, and that's really fucking insidious.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Wait,
So
wait, 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 wait. I just had a thought. And feel free to tell me if this thought is totally insane. I mean, it
Okay.
is insane, but
I'm
like, if
ready.
it's a bad plan.
Uh-huh.
So, what if we let that information drop among just like the regular cam folks and see how they react?
You want to sow dissension among
Yes,
the...
I want to sow dissension.
How anarch of you. We should do it at a very specific time.
Well, I'm thinking we have this lovely person right here, and she motions to Ileana, who can look like whoever the fuck she wants.
I mean, it's just obfuscate.
Can
Yeah.
people see through that?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
your little bitch boy did earlier.
Yeah, fair.
We talked
But-
about Eli, bitch boy. Love it.
I can't do that, and I don't know if you can do that or Alex, but it just.
Not that good, no.
Like, I mean, that sounds cool. I mean, I guess you gotta ask yourself, like,
Find the dumbest fucking cami bitch you can find.
I mean,
drop
sure,
it in the ear.
I can do
You gotta
that,
give-
but
you have
like,
to
you
give it
gotta
to the right
you gotta
person.
ask, like, how many of them know? Like,
Yeah.
will they care?
Mm-hmm.
And like, I mean, if they're putting it in everything, then like,
They
how are
have
they
to.
keeping themselves clean?
Exactly. So, like, if your rank and file cam person who thinks, "Oh, the ivory tower is going to protect me," but they're
They're
fucking
poisoning
poisoning the watering hole, like, what? They're gonna demand answers. Whether or not they get answers, I don't fucking care. I just know
I
they're
mean,
gonna make trouble.
I can do that. I just think you might want to know more before you pull that lever.
Yeah, I'd
Okay.
say so too. And then I feel like giving it to the right person matters a lot.
Okay.
Not anyone can just say that. Someone has to, like, someone with credibility has to say it.
Okay. Right.
Cool.
Like, one of them that we trust.
I mean,
I
Dr.
don't-
Netchuk seems like a
Dr.
pretty
Netchuk?
fair. Yeah, I was thinking because we got what was that Malk's name? I can't remember.
Inja.
Inja.
Inja, yeah, Inja owes us a solid, and
Inja sure does owe us a solid. Inja, I think, owes me more than one solid.
yeah. So all right. So learn more first, and then drop some truth bombs later.
Yeah.
Sounds like a plan.
I like
love
this.
it. I love it. I love
All
the
right.
sowing chaos. Feels
All
good.
right, so Ileana, you figure out you see if you can track down any information. Just steer clear of the wolves as much as possible
I
because they
do
will
not
tear you.
fuck with
Fucks with
werewolves.
wolves.
Okay, because this seems like their wheelhouse, and I don't. Yeah, I don't want them coming after me because I let too much drop.
No, now that I'm out, I can like talk to some sisters who aren't in town.
Okay.
We can figure some shit out.
All right, and I will pursue my avenues for figuring out more about it.
Okay, cool. All right. That, I think, is a good place to end it for the night. So, thank you everyone for watching. Thank you, McKenna and Mo, for playing. Thank you, James, for playing earlier. Did y'all have fun?
Yes.
Cool.
I was sweating, Scott.
I know. That was the plan.
I was fucking sweating. I'm like, dang.
Man, I
Am I
had
going to give up the opportunity to be daddy? I want to be daddy.
I know.
Fuck.
But yeah, no. So that if you recall, the very first game ended with a little cutscene, wherein that little infection was tested out on some hippies out in the mountains. So this has been the thing for a while.
Yeah.
But anyway, do either of you two have anything you want to plug?
Yes, I do. I think in the next week I'll be releasing the second part of the second episode of Promise of Vines? I don't remember the name of my own thing. Wow.
Cool. So your next duets with Dice.
My next duets with Dites will come out. I finally got around to getting an editor. I'm so sorry,
Oh,
everybody.
that's fine. Cool.
Right,
Well,
McKenna?
we will definitely make that available when that comes out. McKenna,
Mhm.
anything for you?
Just more of the same stuff. If you find me at MCK Does Art on Facebook, I take commissions. I did a lot of the art in the little art rotation on the overlay,
Mhm.
the character portraits and whatnot. I have some stuff going on IRL that would be wonderful to have some extra cash for, including some dermatology expenses as well as a new baby on the way, which is fun. So yeah, throw your money at me. I'll draw you cool shit.
Yeah, she's really great. I love your work, and it's really worth your time and money. I would absolutely love to take this opportunity to thank all of my patrons. You sustain the studio. If you'd like to support the show, you can go to patreon.com/Simulacra Studios down there. That's the best way to support the show. You can become a patron. There's a lot of cool behind-the-screen stuff there. There's going to be a lot more information about D&D. The next Simulacra Studio campaign is going to be coming up there. We are in the process of pre-recording episodes of that. On Mondays that we don't play Vampire. And Aeon is coming together pretty nicely. Hopefully we'll have some more information about that soon. So please support us via our Patreon. You can also subscribe to us here on Twitch. Or give us bits via Twitch if you want to give that way, and we would greatly appreciate it. I would like to thank my $5 patrons, among whom Miss Mo Ferrer, Mr. James Davey, Mr. David Haddad, Mr. Eric Ramos, Mr. Michael Tyson, Miss Abby Peterson. I think that's all of them. I love you all very much because $5 a month, holy shit. And I think the last thing we have to say in honor of our former player, which we'll have to find some way to keep it fresh, but I'll say it for him. Fuck Nazis.
Fuck
Nazis.
Good night,
We're
everyone.
gonna get recording.
Well, yeah,
Play it.
I'll have a little video of him doing it. We'll end it with every game. All right. Good night, everyone. Thanks for watching.